this book wasn't just sparked because of all of the sucks that happened. I had to know and experience the contrast. And I didn't experience the contrast honestly until I found my love again. I got married and I actually had my first child because it was a full circle moment. I have a whole chapter.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
At the end of the book that really talks about the whole birth journey, and I won't go into it as much because I know you're going into the portal.
I can't wait to hear this. Yeah,
of your own birth.
I know.
So
podcast is going to change after the birth of my child.
So I would say don't read that last chapter.
I'm going to wait.
Just wait until baby is here. For everybody else listening, you can read that last chapter.
They're like, what's Mark in for? Yeah, don't worry about it, okay?
But to know the other side of that is there's joy, but it's messy AF, and there is a lot of chaos. And I never knew how much rage I had. And I don't share this a lot, but I feel like because we were talking about the parts of ourselves where we don't really experience that rage. And I'm like a recovering people pleaser, and that's who I am.
Me too. This podcast is actually a support group for people pleasers. Welcome. My name is Mark.
Here's what I do. Yeah. And for us people pleasers, it's like, people used to say, well, what do you do with that anger? I'm like, what do you mean anger? I don't experience
anger. Can I help you with your anger? Do you have an anger problem?
You've got an anger problem.
Here's some sugar. That's what I use. Do you want a Slurpee?
So true. Where I needed to reconcile because people think, especially when you're in the postpartum phase, I remember, and God bless my brother, like I love him. He's like, gosh, why are you so crazy right now? And I'm like, yeah, it's hormones. But there's a reason why they make so many memes around like women in postpartum, because it is, we are feeling the expansion of our emotions. And that was the first time I would feel.
I can only imagine.
I mean, you're in for it.
I'm witnessing my partner and I'm just like, how do you do it? You're growing a baby. You have so many hormones moving around. I'm probably driving you a bit nuts sometimes with my humor.
I can totally see that.
I rap to the baby sometimes.
That's cute.
Yeah. One of my favorite raps is,
go for it.
We did the boom boom to get you in the womb womb. It's going to be a really hot single. It's coming out soon. If you want to buy the
rights to it.
Rights to that.
Yeah.
I got you. I only got those 2 lines.
It's pretty good.
I'm sure I can come up with, not bad, right?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's probably not going to be used for kids. I'm just going to throw that out there.
And it's even better when you say it with a cowboy hat, with the slight
Matthew
McConaughey voice.
I should do it like, we were in the pickup truck. Because country songs are always about beer, trucks, mud, the boom boom. Heartbreak boom. Usually.
Oh, heartbreak. Yeah, heartbreak is big.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so getting back though. The portal, right? Like being in that hormonal, you were talking about being in the hormonal experience.
A huge shift, because my rage would come up really fast and then I would experience joy. And it would be seeing my kid and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I created created life.
Yeah.
And he's right here and it's amazing. But there was so much of this anger that I felt like I needed to really explore and feel, and it was uncontrollable. But there's a whole like umbrella under postpartum depression, and I definitely was in it for sure. I was in it a lot longer than I was with Isla, but I definitely was in that because you don't realize when you are in the suck of something until obviously when you're out of it.
Right.
Which is why that pain shows us that, oh, wow, boy, that was a hard season. Like, wow, when we were really in it for those 3 months of not getting along, we were really in it because you've lived through the other side to experience the complexity of whatever that time was, right? And so for me, in writing this book, it was, wow, I lived through a lot of loss and a lot of hardship and a lot of like mic drop moments of like, okay, sucker punch, like pit in the stomach. Oh my God, is somebody going to die again today? Moments. And then fast forward to, oh wow, I created
The
this
birth of
life
life.
and the birth of life and just like, oh my gosh, creating my own family. And yet those moments that I fell or the fall and got into my bouts of rage, it was because I was also reliving parts of my childhood where I couldn't express,
Yeah.
where all of that, where did it have any place to go? And so when you brought up like, being able to, I mean, what I call really integrate parts of ourselves that we've either neglected or they're dormant because maybe at one point somebody said that is not acceptable